This is CBC Here and Now.
No visits, no calls. You know, you're in lockdown 24/7, and there's nothing you can do to alleviate the feeling of hopelessness.
Behind bars, an inmate inside HMP speaks out against segregation.
A change of course that could be a hard lesson for students.
Just a lot of people used to passing in things late, can't do it anymore.
Long may your big jib draw. A gift for fishermen in Torbay means no more back-breaking work.
Fall officially kicks off on Friday and some fine-looking weather for the beginning. Unfortunately for the weekend, we're watching a system that's going to be rolling in. I'll let you know how it's going to impact your weekend weather coming up.
Well, in schools across the province, the kids are back, and so is the zero.
Yes, the English School District has axed a controversial policy that stopped teachers from deducting marks for late work and giving zeros as grades.
Now students are being warned to tighten up, but many are used to getting a free ride. Here now, Zach Gowdy has our story.
School district policy isn't something students normally chat about at lunch, but at Gonzaga today, every student we spoke with knew that the rules had changed for tests, assignments, and late homework.
Just after tests, we don't get to redo them anymore. If we miss it, we need a doctor's note, or else we just get a zero for it.
If we bring in our assignments one day late, we get 5%. 2 days, it's 10.
Say you miss it one day, that's a 5% gone, and it goes up to 4 days, and after that, it's just absolute zero.
It's a complete 180 from the old policy. Since 2011, teachers have been unable to deduct marks from work handed in late. They also had to accept assignments no matter how late, even on the last day of school. And they were forbidden from grading anything with a zero, even if the student was caught cheating. Teachers railed against the rule, saying it took away their autonomy. Now the school district appears to have listened.
Any policy has to survive the realities of the classroom, and we learn from our policy development, and times we'll have to adjust. So we adjusted the course in this case.
But a reality of the no-zero policy is that a generation of students have learned all the wrong lessons.
What was the reaction among students to the new policy?
Surprised. Yeah. Not very happy with it, I suppose.
Yeah. How so?
It's just a lot of people used to passing in things late, can't do it anymore.
I can speak definitely for a lot of my class. We're supposed to hand in some work, and we're just used to not. So, yeah.
The school district admits there were unintended consequences of a policy that was meant to encourage, but says it isn't worried about students who have gotten used to loose deadlines.
I'm sure right now, as we speak, in classrooms, the subtle changes to what we've done are being talked about and shared with students, and they will adapt, as they always do.
Zach Gowdy, CBC News, St. John's.
Well, the school policy Zach just told us about may be changing, but an issue from last year is carrying over: problems with school bus safety. Today, Service NL handed out 8 tickets claiming inspection certificates were falsified, but the owner disagrees. Here and Now's Peter Cowan explains.
O'Reilly Service Centre in Torres Cove is accused of handing out bus inspection certificates without inspecting the buses. Provincial inspectors looked at 6 buses before the school year and found mechanical issues. They belong to Executive Taxi, the same company that had its busing contract suspended last year over concerns about mechanical inspections, creating headaches for parents in Paradise. The school board says it's talking to the company before it decides how to handle these most recent charges, but it has cancelled contracts before. Rendell O'Reilly owns the service station. He wouldn't do an interview, but he told Here and Now this afternoon he doesn't know where the charges are coming from, that every bus was inspected. He says he'd even stake his life on it. He plans to contest the tickets. The school board says the issues were identified before the school year, so the buses were taken out of service before they were ever used to transport kids. Peter Cowan, CBC News, St. John's.
And a warrant has been issued for the arrest of a man accused of faking dozens of school bus inspections. Peter Roach was scheduled to appear this morning at Provincial Court in St. John's, but he didn't show up. Roach is charged with obstruction of justice and 44 counts of forgery. His company, Roach's Automotive Services, is also implicated. Tonight, CBC Investigates brings you behind bars, where an inmate is making stunning allegations about mistreatment. His claims shed light on an issue that's making waves across the country. Calvin Kenny is heading to federal prison soon, but before he goes, he has something to say about Her Majesty's Penitentiary. Here now's Ariana Kelland reports.
Calvin Kenny knows most people won't want to believe him, but he swears it's true. He says for 4 months straight, he spent 20 to 22 hours out of every day in a place his fellow prisoners call the hole.
No visits, no calls. You know, you're in lockdown 24/7, and there's nothing you can do to alleviate the feeling of hopelessness.
He craved to breathe fresh air again.
Our wrongs don't justify their wrongs, just as their wrongs don't justify ours, you know? But there's gotta be another approach to solve these issues.
On top of that, Kenny says stuck in the cells beside him were shattered inmates, racked with mental illness.
I'm living with these people in the shoe, and they don't understand how to clean themselves. You know, they don't understand how to ask for help, and they don't understand if what's being done to them is right or wrong. They don't understand how to contest it or question it, you know?
But who's going to believe a man who has admitted to killing someone? Calvin Kenny was first sent to Her Majesty's Penitentiary when he was 21, convicted of trafficking cocaine. Things didn't get better from there. Here he is acting as the muscle during a violent, infamous prison riot in 2014. And even worse, this.
3 men are arrested and charged for murder.
There has been another dramatic day on the justice front. The second accused is 26-year-old Calvin Kenny. The charges include first-degree murder for the death of Stephen Miller, forcible confinement, robbery, and arson.
Today, he's not talking about that. He's pleaded guilty to manslaughter, and while he awaits sentencing, Kenny is revealing what he says is mistreatment inside HMP in the Special Handling Unit, or the SHU.
The SHU is the prison within the prison.
It's a place, Grushy says, where inmates go when there's nowhere else for them. Often a risk to themselves or others, he says people in the SHU can be easily forgotten.
And in the context of Her Majesty's Penitentiary, to give people some insight, I mean, you can't even turn the lights off. People are under fluorescent light 24/7. All kinds of issues are unfolding. It is what people would think of as solitary confinement.
While I was housed in segregation in other prisons, this is why I know better now, to give you a reason why you're there. You're there for X reason. This is what you got to do to get out. This is what you got to work towards. Now, I was in that SHU. I got about 11 to 12 months done in that SHU. While there, I have never, ever been given one reason why I was there.
Kenny says he recently was allowed up in general population, but he says being trapped with mentally ill inmates, oblivious to the world around them, disgusted him. Grushy has represented some of those people.
You can't put a social animal in a box with lights on them 24/7 and expect anything good to come of it.
It's not a Newfoundland-only problem. There's been movement on a federal level to strengthen laws so that inmates aren't forgotten in the SHU or solitary confinement.
We know that in many provincial and territorial jails and local lockups, often because of more limited staff or increasing numbers, prisoners are sometimes held for 24 hours a day, which not only contravenes our Canadian Charter of Rights and Freedoms, but also international standards.
The Human Rights Commission of NL wrote the Justice Minister in August, expressing its concern over where mentally ill and intellectually disabled inmates were being held. It said it received numerous complaints and said it was gravely concerned that those inmates may not be receiving the treatment they need and, worse, are being subjected to long periods of segregation in crowded and unsafe, inhumane conditions. As for Calvin Kenny's case, the Department of Justice and Public Safety said they couldn't comment, citing privacy and security concerns. But it says there are 2 psychiatrists, a psychologist, 2 nurses, and a nurse practitioner on staff. Officials say the Canadian Mental Health Association does offer programs at HMP, and that if an inmate has a concern and wants to go over the superintendent, they can contact the citizen's representative. Calvin Kenny will soon head to a federal prison for what he's done.
And I've messed up big time. I got my life messed up beyond recognition. You know, I gotta fix it, but I gotta do the time that's handed to me, and that's it.
And he says he'll come out a better man there than if he stayed in St. John's.
You're someone who's in here because someone died.
Yeah.
You have a violent history. What do you say to people who are going to say, I have no sympathy for you?
Well, of course you don't, but you got to realize that 90+% of the inmates in Canada's prisons are going to be released back into the public. So do they think that severe punishment in prison is going to help their behavior when they get out? You know what I mean? It's not.
Ariana Kelland, CBC News, St. John's.
And Her Majesty's Penitentiary was a topic of discussion in a St. John's courtroom today. A judge says inmate Kenny Green cannot ask the court to shut down HMP. His lawyer argued that Green's charter rights were violated in the prison. Green is suing the province for damages in relation to a riot in the prison's chapel 3 years ago, but a judge says asking to close the prison went beyond the personal relief that Green is seeking. No date has been set for the lawsuit.
The consequences for drinking and driving got a little stiffer today. The new rules target habitual abusers and new drivers. Drivers under 22 years old aren't allowed to have any alcohol in their system, but if they're busted and they have a blood alcohol level of less than 0.08, they'll have their vehicles impounded for a week. And any driver who's convicted of impaired driving and loses their license will have to enter a mandatory ignition interlock program. And finally, any driver found to have a blood alcohol level greater than 0.08 will have their vehicle impounded for a minimum of 30 days.
Now an update on a story we brought you yesterday. Construction on Victoria Park in the west end of St. John's is coming under fire. The province's Landscaping Association told Here and Now yesterday it has major concerns about the quality of work done so far. Well, it seems that message was received. Work crews were out in full force today and appeared to be making repairs to the park's new wrought iron fence, among other things. The city says construction on the park will continue into the fall, but is expected to be completed this year. The city also says that finding and correcting deficiencies is, quote, normal practice in administering contracts.
Well, now a good news update on a story Here and Now brought you earlier this summer. Fishermen in Torbay are celebrating. A local company and their union have helped them get a piece of equipment to land fish safely and easily. Mark Quinn reports.
This new jib crane in Tappers Cove is making life a lot easier for fishermen. No more slinging 150-pound boxes of cod.
It means the world to me. No more strain on the back.
There were 2 jib cranes in Torbay when the inshore fishery was going strong. But in 2015, DFO took the cranes away, saying fishermen weren't catching enough cod. People who land fish here say that's changed.
We got a cod fishery coming back. Like I'm bringing my fish to the plant now. I goes up Friday and picks up my paycheck. Right? There's no better feeling in the world that we were out this morning, we made a day's pay on the water in my own boat, which we done 25, 30 years ago. So it's coming back.
The fishermen's fight with DFO about how much cod you have to catch before you get a jib crane continues. But in the meantime, a local company with workers also represented by the Fishermen's Union is lending the fishermen a jib crane.
We have a jib crane that we weren't using at the time, so we put 2 and 2 together and contacted the FFAW to see if we could put the jib down here to help the guys out, at least for the season.
This is good news for fishermen here, but so far it's just a temporary solution. Fishermen hope DFO will put a permanent jib crane here in Tappers Cove. Mark Quinn, CBC News, Torbay.
The supersized Hurricane Maria continues to churn in the eastern Caribbean. Today it was the Dominican Republic's turn to feel the force of that storm. Maria's eye passed close to the resort area of Punta Cana, ripping through buildings and flooding streets. The hurricane is now veering north towards Turks and Caicos, and the damage it's leaving behind is unprecedented. Some of the first video from Dominica shows buildings torn to pieces and roads completely blocked. There's no power and no communication to the outside world. The 3 million people in Puerto Rico are also without hydro. U.S. President Donald Trump says the island was absolutely obliterated. So just terrible pictures coming out of the Caribbean. We're going to keep an eye on that, of course. But for now, let's stay with the weather a little closer to home. Ryan, we are sure lucky we don't have to face what those people are facing in that part of the world. And for us, summer is kind of hanging on.
Yeah, that's right. But of course, summer comes to an end tomorrow officially. And you know, it was kind of a nice day today and again tomorrow, and kind of a nice transition between summer and fall. You could say summer-like, but also fall-like, depending on where you were in your neck of the woods. Current temperatures right now, if you do have some evening plans out there, 13 degrees in St. John's and in Labrador City, and temperatures, yeah, comfortable in that 12 to 15 degree range for most of the province right now. Satellite and radar picture shows it's very quiet. If you, again, are out for this evening, no weather to worry about across the island. We are watching some showers moving into Labrador City from this frontal boundary that's moving in from the west, and that will bring showers in tonight. There's a chance of a shower overnight through Happy Valley Goose Bay, but by tomorrow morning, the only shower chances are for Cartwright and down through the Straits. And so as you go off to work or off to the school bus tomorrow morning, you're waiting for that school bus, watch for those temperatures to be a little on the chilly side. And we do, in fact, have frost advisories in place for much of the island west of the Avalon. And you can see where low-lying areas, central Newfoundland towards western Newfoundland, will dip close to the freezing mark, and that is why we have some frost advisories. Even inland parts of the Avalon could dip as cool as 2 or 3. And if you do have some frost-sensitive plants, you know you're in a low-lying area, better than not to cover those plants up. We'll talk more about that, and we'll have your complete long-range forecast coming up in just a few minutes. Debbie and Carolyn.
Thanks, Ryan. Well, an animal adoption centre in St. John's has come up with a clever solution to handle its capacity problem. A sale.
Yes, and who doesn't love an adorable bargain? Yes, Humane Services is slashing its September adoption fees.
Hard to say no to that little face. More than 100 healthy cats and kittens are looking for a home, and all month long adoption fees are 50% off.
Oh, and that fee includes a full medical exam, first vaccination, and microchipping, just to name a few perks. And you can see what else is included and browse the list of available animals at stjohns.ca. Oh, sweet. Taking a police car out for a spin, Hollywood style. We tag along as RNC cadets learn how to drive like they do in the movies and why they should never do it in real life. That's coming up on Here and Now. can see it on the roads almost every day. Aggressive driving, speed demons, road rage, people taking big risks behind the wheel to get to their destination just a little bit faster. And these days, examples of reckless driving like this cringe-worthy close call are constantly being captured on dash cams. A snap decision like this, made to beat the clock, could have life-changing or life-ending consequences. But does driving at breakneck speeds really get you where you're going that much faster? Well, who better to answer that question than people who have a good reason to be in a rush? For the Royal Newfoundland Constabulary, pursuing a suspect in a vehicle is one of the most dangerous forms of emergency driving. What you're seeing here is driver training at Avondale Speedway. Recruits are learning the best way to drive during a high-stakes car chase. Now, one of the instructors, Constable Justin Sue, says recruits try driving in two different styles. One they call the Hollywood style, the other is the smooth style. The Hollywood style is the tire-screeching, fast and furious approach. The smooth is all about driving effectively while playing it safe behind the wheel. Constable Sue took me for a spin to demonstrate.
In movies, people want to hear screeching tires, they want to hear the engine roar. However, in real life, that's not the way we should be driving as a police officer. And as we know, a spinning tire, when you're screeching tires, you're not actually going anywhere. So basically, you're actually not actually getting there faster. Our job doesn't really start until we actually get to the call. So if I'm driving Hollywood style, when I get to the call, I'm actually pretty exhausted. I'm probably not going to be as efficient as a police officer.
Wow.
Should be looking well ahead. I can see the stop sign coming up.
It's still fast.
Full stop. Nice smooth on the accelerator. Police pursuit is one of the highest degree of risk safety. So we want to teach the recruits a style of driving that's very efficient, and in reality we actually get to the call a bit faster. Straighten the wheel, I should be able to accelerate. Should be able to see a stop sign coming ahead.
Yeah.
Full stop.
So you even do a full stop when you're in...
By law, we're required to come to a full stop,
yeah,
even though we're going emergency lights and sirens.
Well, it certainly felt like the Hollywood style was faster, but this exercise is designed to prove to recruits that driving aggressively won't save them time and could cost them dearly. Constable Sue let me put that lesson to the test, and you know, it's not every day you get to burn some rubber behind the wheel of a cop car, so I channeled my inner Steve McQueen. All right. Are you scared?
Not too bad.
So despite my best effort to give her in the Hollywood run, my times actually turned out to be almost exactly the same for both. So for me personally, I think it'll be something I'll be keeping in mind when I'm feeling impatient on the roads, to just, you know, take a breath and know that rushing won't get me there any faster.
Up next, Anthony Germain hits the bowling lanes to introduce us to some 90-year-olds who've been bowling longer than any of them can remember. Plus, he speaks with a doctor about why something as simple as a game of bowling is a key ingredient to longevity.
What's the best way to...
Ryan's here now with a look at the weather, and boy, you can really start to feel the seasons change now.
Few leaves starting to change color, a little bit anyway, in some parts more than others, obviously. But of course, when fall officially arrives, of course, we know it's a transition season, but fall, of course, officially arrives at the equinox.
5:30 tomorrow.
5:31, you got it. She's got a good memory.
I remembered what you said.
Yeah, and of course, for all the kids out there who want to know, this is, of course, when the most direct rays of the sun move south of the equator. That is what is considered the fall equinox. And here in our neck of the woods, that all starts to take place tomorrow at 5:31 Newfoundland time and 5:01 in most of Labrador. And as we take a look at those weather on the way headlines, tomorrow is, yes, looking a little frosty to start. We'll show you where those frost advisories are in place in just a moment, but it's a very fine Friday for the kickoff to fall. Temperatures will be very summer-like on Saturday, in fact, but really drop off this weekend. So you'll be breaking out the t-shirts Saturday, but the sweaters on Sunday, especially on the island. And of course, next week, going to be keeping an eye on Maria, which is of course really rolling through the Caribbean right now, doing all kinds of damage. We've all seen the scenes in Puerto Rico. Not a concern over the next 5 days or so, but certainly next week going to be keeping a close eye on that storm. Jose, not a factor for us, but maybe a factor in terms of what Maria does next week. What that storm Jose does will be an influence on Maria, so we'll be keeping an eye on that storm because of that. Now, satellite radar closer to home, and in the shorter term, what a fine day it was across the island for today. Labrador, the clouds have been thickening up a little bit, but we're going to be watching some showers moving into Labrador City over the next little bit, and again sailing across most of Labrador for tonight with some shower chances. Those shower chances, though, by tomorrow morning are basically confined to Cartwright down to the Straits, and it's, again, just an early morning risk for you folks. That then clears off. Through tomorrow, it's a bit of a westerly wind setting up across the island. A nice day. Shower and drizzle chances remain for Cartwright. For you folks, everyone else is smooth sailing for your Friday. Now, for Saturday, here's our weather maker. Moves into Labrador on Saturday, as I mentioned, with clouds and showers. We've got some snow possible for the Torngats, and then possibly even the Mealy Mountains in the Happy Valley Goose Bay region for Saturday evening, as temperatures will really drop off on the other side of that system. We'll talk more about that coming up in your long-range forecast with Sunday, Monday, and beyond details. So tonight, low-lying areas, as I mentioned, frost-prone areas, even low-lying areas of the Avalon, not ruling out some patchy frost, but the best chances west of the Avalon. And Environment Canada has indeed issued that frost advisory for pretty much everybody south of the North Coast and the Avalon. And you can see where, yes, you know, you've been tending to those plants all summer long. Don't forget about them tonight, because you'd hate for them to get frostbitten tonight. Now, for tomorrow morning, again, 7 degrees in St. John's. Low-lying areas could dip as cool as 3 or 4 degrees just in the metro region across the Avalon. 16 tomorrow for a high, and 13 degrees tomorrow evening with a few clouds. And the sun will set tomorrow at 6:58. Yes, our first sunset before 7 p.m. And have a look at your provincial forecast tomorrow. Looking lovely. Hardly a cloud in the sky, talking 15, 16, 17, 18 degrees. It is really looking like a dandy day in Labrador. Again, clouds certainly thickening up over the southern areas, but should be near 20 degrees in Happy Valley Goose Bay. And a little look ahead to, yes, our first full day of fall, and we're talking 20s on the island, but boy, this system is going to be shooting through later Saturday and into Sunday, and I'll have a big temperature drop for Sunday. We'll talk more about that coming up. For now, let's head over to Munn's Fieldhouse with Anthony Germain.
Exercise. We're all supposed to get some, but many of us don't. The good news is you don't have to do that much. We're going to come back here in a minute, but first, let me take you to St. Patrick's Bowling Alley to meet 4 women who've known each other for a very long time.
Oh, well, I'll get the in.
Nice.
Good try.
We nearly got 2. When did you start bowling, Rose?
I started bowling when my children were very small. I would say maybe 68, 69 years ago.
Almost 7 decades ago.
Yeah.
That's quite a long time bowling.
Right, yeah.
Is that why you're still here?
Please God.
Because you and your friends, you all turned 90 this year?
Yes.
2 of you are already 90.
2 of us are, I'll be 90 in November,
right.
And so will Mark, 8 days after me.
Right.
And the other 2 were in the spring, so we had 2 spring babies and 2 fall babies.
Oh, the 90-year-old spring baby and the 90-year-old November. So that's 360 years of experience between the 4 of you.
Right on.
Yeah. Mark, how did 4 90-year-old women come around to be bowling buddies?
Well, we've been bowling together for years.
in tournaments, in 3 leagues. That's why we're buddies.
What do you like about bowling with these 3 friends of yours?
I try to beat them.
And you do?
I thought this was not competitive.
Oh, it is.
It is?
It is, yeah, it is.
How about you, Mary? What do you like about this?
I just like bowling, just like to get out. And
Are you better than the other 3?
no, not but.
Is she being
I
modest?
may have been, but I'm not anymore.
So who's the ringer on the team? Is it you, Rose, or is it you, May?
I'd like to be.
Well, it isn't me.
What do you like about being part of this foursome?
Well, I came with all these ladies a few years ago, and I like all of them, and they're wonderful friends, you know, to mix with.
Everybody's so friendly. We all get along.
So at the end of a game, if you've won or lost, does it make much of a difference?
When we go outside that door, we forget. So it's a good thing.
Sometimes you want to forget, sometimes you don't.
Yes, that's for sure, yes.
What are you think the physical benefits for bowling? Because you were mentioning to me you know a lot of people who don't seem to do very much, right?
Oh my goodness, I've seen too many who just sit down and don't do a thing. But I like to bowl, and we really have a lot of fun in this league. We kid each other, everybody takes it as fun, nothing serious.
Just to be out with, with your own friends and just get away from the house for a couple of hours. Wonderful.
Lots of exercise. Get out and get at it. Yep.
Beauty! Now those 4 women you just met, 4 women in their 90s, that's not the norm in Newfoundland. As you know, our province leads the list of things like blood pressure, obesity. So how do you live to be 90 and be healthy and happy? Well, to help me answer that question, I'm joined now by Dr. John Jador. How are you doing?
I'm good, how are you?
Great. I want to be greater. How do we live to be 90? What's important?
So I think the best advice for anyone who wants to live a long, healthy life is to avoid people like me. Doctors in general, and hospitals. But the best way to do that is to undertake primary prevention, which is something that a lot of primary care professionals really try to hammer home. That involves eating healthy and finding a good exercise regimen and sticking to it.
Right. Like those 4 women that we just saw, they say that bowling and staying active has really helped them. A lot of people don't want to get going because, I got to start doing that. But even like walking like we're doing here at Fieldhouse at Memorial University, like that's something, right?
Yeah, I think so. I think that the main thing is that you have to find something that fits your comfort level, something that fits your physical capabilities. I mean, not everyone can get to a gym physically.
Just go for a walk.
Or just going for a walk. I mean, it's just a matter of finding something that fits with you, sticking with it and being consistent. And I think you'll get great results with that.
Now you're kind of a jack doctor, so I got to ask you, for this advice. You're young, you're in shape.
Yeah. Well,
any positive sort of news about health in our province when it comes to young people?
Yeah, I think we talked about earlier. A lot of young kids get bad raps because of technology has given them this ability to stay indoors and not get out, and play games and stuff like that. But I've seen myself social media have this resurgence of physical
Fitbits.
Fitbits. That's right. Yeah, things like Fitbits.
Yeah. That's the other side of technology.
Yeah, it's the stuff that really gets young people interested in bettering their either their aesthetics or their actual physical health.
Right?
Yeah.
All right, some excellent advice.
Yeah.
Get moving. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Well, up next, we'll take you to Mount Pearl and introduce you to 2 people who are running to be mayor of the city. They'll give us their pitch to voters ahead of next Tuesday's election.
Welcome back to Here and Now. Well, there's a doozy of a mayor's race underway in Mount Pearl. It's one of contrasts. Two-term councillor and even-keeled accountant Dave Aker facing off against self-made entrepreneur and scrapper Travis Faulkner. As our Terry Roberts reports, voters have two very distinct choices to make on Tuesday.
Mention Mount Pearl and you probably think about its reputation for good services. High-octane politics? Not so much. Well, one man is changing that.
People have joked with me and said there's a new sheriff coming to town. That's exactly what you're going to get.
He's tenacious and high energy. Loves his dogs, his business, and his city.
I've had some really raw experiences that's going to help me be the best mayor that this city ever had.
Now, after years of fighting against council, he wants to lead it. He's a one-man campaign.
I could not let this go on again and tolerate the abuse of the taxpayers' money.
Faulkner is promising to get radical, control spending, reverse Mount Pearl's shrinking population, build affordable homes for low-income residents, and kick Steve Kent out as the city's new manager.
The hiring of a new CAO at the salary of $196,000, I'm going to get to the bottom of that and show the taxpayers that now they got a new guy in town that's going to show them that this was wrong. It's not a good day for Steve Kent if I get elected next Tuesday.
It's chalk versus cheese. Faulkner rebounding from the depths of bankruptcy to a position where money is no object. He wants to take the dirt out of politics.
I'm on fire, Terry, and that's it.
His opponent, a professional accountant. 8 years on council, steady at the helm.
My only concern with Travis is that over the last 4 or 5 years, he's launched a lot of appeals. He seems to be very angry at the city.
Aker says he's trying to be positive and believes that's what voters want.
If I get elected mayor, I'm going to roll up my sleeves and we're going to see if we can get our costs down to a reasonable and sustainable level.
Aker is supported by the establishment, including outgoing mayor Randy Sims.
I would obviously favor someone with experience, someone that's, I would say, fairly level-headed.
His critics have even compared him to U.S. President Donald Trump. Well, Travis Faulkner says that's just not fair. He says he has one thing in common with Trump, that they're both fighters. Terry Roberts, CBC News, Mount Pearl.
More now from our CBC Investigates story. Inmate Calvin Kenny is making accusations of mistreatment at Her Majesty's Penitentiary. He claims he spent up to 22 hours a day for months in a specialty handling unit. He says there are no calls, no visits, and no hope inside the SHU. MUN Associate Professor Rose Ricardelli has written extensively about life inside Canada's prisons.
So the SHU would stand for Special Handling Unit, which is administrative segregation. So that would occur when an individual is removed from the general population ranges. So they're removed from the general range where most of the prisoners are held, and they're brought into an administrative segregation, so they're isolated. So then they would be locked up alone in a room for up to 23 hours a day. It would do to a prisoner the same as it would do to any of us if we were confined in a very small space, unable to move around for such a long period of time and repeatedly. We know that the standard on solitary confinement or administrative segregation or SHU, like there's so many names for the same thing, is no more than 15 days. Unfortunately, it is used more for longer periods of time. People in Canada are sentenced to the SHU forever, right? So that's the notorious Paul Bernardo was put into solitary confinement. Many challenges when it comes to Her Majesty's Penitentiary, and these aren't challenges that anyone isn't aware of. We've been talking about and looking for and wanting a new prison for a really long time. So given that the normal units and ranges and cells are horrible, then solitary confinement is clearly horrific in terms of those conditions. So it's quite difficult. In how prison works. You know, a prisoner will start in remand, so in a provincial facility, and this is the case in this particular case that we were discussing, is the prisoner is remanded, and now they're waiting sentencing before moving to federal. So, you know, a provincial institution has its challenges that it's got a more transient population in many ways, but it also has this very long-term population through remand because of the amount of time it takes that is situated there as well. So the challenges are pretty universal. If you're in administrative segregation, it doesn't matter if you're in provincial or federal, you're not able to participate in a lot of the programming and other options. You can't interact with the other prisoners. You're not going to have any type of extra employment or any of those types of activities that potentially could be going on, or an ability to participate in many of those other things. So unfortunately, it becomes even more isolating. More than 15 days is considered torture, and what do we do in the meantime? Because we sentence people to a sentence of isolation in a SHU. So it's really complicated. Correctional Service Canada, their line is to integrate a person back into a general population range as soon as possible. And I think everyone wants to see that happen. It's just not happening, and there need to be more resources, more ways to do so.
Well, politics can be an ugly game. Just ask Tony Chubbs, who's running to be mayor in Happy Valley Goose Bay. He set up cameras after 24 of his campaign signs were nabbed. Now he's nabbed the sneaky thief on video. Chubbs says he's since moved his signs so would-be thieves can't hide behind the bushes. Time to meet our young athlete of the day. This is Isaac Shears of St. John's.
Isaac is 4 years old and he plays Timbits soccer in Mount Pearl and T-ball with Waterford Valley.
Way to go, Isaac. You're today's young athlete of the day.
I guess soccer's over for for this season.
But now it's hockey, right? And
That's
everyone's
right.
turning their mind to hockey.
That's right. Flashbacks of bundling up in a big winter coat in the
and
rink.
Mugs of coffee.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I wouldn't trade it.
Yeah. All those parents out there, from mugs of coffee outside to mugs of coffee inside. Anyway, it is the season for that. So, okay, also the season for hurricanes. We've been tracking Maria. We've been talking about, obviously, the damage it's been doing in the Caribbean, unfortunately. This is the latest on that storm. Maria, still a Category 3. You can see it is pounding away on the Dominican Republic right now, though tracking to the north of the Dominican, so not a direct impact there with Maria. Maria continues to sail to the north as we move over the next couple of days. Again, will likely continue to be a Category 3, perhaps weakening to a Category 2 this weekend. And you can see there is Bermuda, so somewhere between Bermuda and the U.S. by the time we get to Monday or Tuesday of next week. Beyond that, much uncertainty, and there are many factors, a trough coming in from the continent of North America. Also, Jose, way off to the north, still spinning around as a tropical storm. It will also have an impact on what Maria does next week. But with all those factors in play, obviously keeping an eye on that system for us late next week. Nothing imminent, but certainly we're going to have to keep a close eye on things as it may track into our waters for late next week, so I'm keeping a very close eye on that over the next couple of days, and we'll keep you posted. In the shorter term, satellite radar pictures show some building clouds in Labrador as we speak, but this is not much of a system. It rolls through tonight, a couple of showers, and as we roll into tomorrow, it's a clear out for most except for the southeast and the areas of Cartwright, and by Friday evening that's likely done as well. Temperatures near 20 degrees in Happy Valley Goose Bay tomorrow. Temperatures will range from 16 to 18 on the island under mainly sunny skies. Again, fall arrives around 5:30 Newfoundland time, 5 o'clock in most of Labrador, and our first full day of fall on Saturday is looking like a beauty on the island. In fact, more summer-like with the temperatures near 20 degrees. Shower chances into the afternoon from the Bay of Exploits down through Corner Brook, that northwest corner of the island, and as well, obviously, Labrador with those showers tracking through for you folks through the day. Temperatures, as I mentioned, ahead of that front, 20 degrees, sun cloud mix for everybody on the island, and then that's Corner Brook and north where we're going to be seeing those showers marching in through the day. In Labrador, it's clouds and showers with temperatures ranging from 8 to 14 degrees. Now, as we roll into Sunday, that system will depart. Still a little bit of disagreement on the shower chances for Sunday, but my latest forecast holds the showers at bay. A couple of spits possible here, but generally it's just a mainly cloudy day on Sunday. Temperatures are going to be certainly cooler with those northerly winds. We're talking 11, 12, as warm as 13 to 14 towards the west coast. A clear out in Labrador, temperatures there in that 8 to 10 degree range under a mix of sun and cloud. As we roll into next week, shower chances for Monday. Building temperatures Tuesday, Wednesday into Thursday with some rain looking likely for that Thursday into Friday time period as the system tracks in. And you can see for Labrador, Saturday not so good, Sunday looking okay, as is Monday, Tuesday.
Well, in national and international news, rescue workers continue their search for survivors after Tuesday's powerful earthquake in Mexico. A collapsed school in Mexico City is at the center of recovery efforts. Searchers had been looking desperately for the children inside, but word came just a few minutes ago that none of the young students under that pile of debris have survived. Elsewhere in the capital, thousands of people are volunteering to help authorities as they dig through collapsed buildings. At least 240 people across Mexico are now confirmed dead. Nearly 2,000 are injured.
Conservative Senator Lynn Bayek has been stripped of her remaining duties in the Senate. It comes a week after a series of controversial remarks about the First Nations people. Bayek will no longer serve on the Senate's Agriculture, Transport and Defense committees. The Ontario senator recently said Indigenous people should trade in their status cards and, quote, become Canadian citizens, even though they already are. She called on them to promote their culture, on their own dime. In the spring, Bayek was kicked off the Aboriginal Peoples Committee after she defended the residential school system. Well, the Federal Privacy Commissioner is calling on the government to beef up laws that protect Canadian Canadians' privacy.
Canadians do not feel protected by a law that has no teeth, and businesses held to no more than non-binding recommendations.
Commissioner Therrien wants the power to make orders against companies and the ability to impose monetary penalties. He says that would bring Canada in line with the U.S. and many European countries. Even without new legislation, his office will start being proactive in dealing with privacy. That will include clearly specifying 4 key elements in consent agreements instead of using legalese that not even lawyers understand.
You're looking at a beautiful picture, our picture of the day, and it's taken on the island somewhere in central Newfoundland. And this is a well-known lake, one that you have certainly heard of. Where is it? I'll let you know after the break. And welcome back to Here and Now. And before the break, we asked you where was our picture of the day? Gander Lake. And I'm not exactly sure where on Gander Lake this was taken. And of course, Gander Lake is a big lake, so we'll have to leave that up to the imagination. But Barry Hicks with a great picture there. And
so many places that could be. The lake is huge. I've had the pleasure of boating on it a few times. It's wonderful. Yeah.
The sky is beautiful too. What a lovely shot.
Scenes of summer or scenes of fall. Fall, of course, is a lovely season here.
Actually, a lot of people prefer fall here.
That's right.
Because we can't take the heat.
No heat and humidity in the fall. That's true.
Thanks for being with us, everyone. See you tomorrow.
Good night, everyone.